Hi, my name's Mark, one of the pastors here at Trillium. Internet at home isn't working so well. It's not as reliable as it used to be. At times where I want to watch a show or do some work on the computer, it seems to cut out. I think it's the modem, but I can't figure this out for certain, and I don't want to waste $100, so I'm living with it. But it is frustrating. It's not the first time I've had issues with connection. I remember back in the early 2000s, I was watching the New England Patriots and the St. Louis Rams in the Super Bowl. And it was a kind of average game. New England was kind of dominating it. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, it was New England 17, St. Louis 3. And then the Rams scored a touchdown. It becomes a bit more interesting. A minute 30 left in the game, the Rams score again. Now it's tied up, 17-17. But what happened after that, I do not know, because the cable went out. I couldn't believe it. I can't believe this. I went over and smacked the TV a few times, even though I knew it wasn't the TV. I fiddled with the cable connection, but I couldn't get the cable to come back, and I didn't get to see the end of the game. I had to wait the next day and read in the newspaper that New England won on the last play of the game, 2017. I can't believe this. My understanding is Downton Abbey fans in Canada had the same problem. They were watching the final episode of season 5, the culmination of the whole series. Halfway through, the transmission collapsed, and they couldn't see the end of the series. They had to wait a couple weeks to see the end of the series. So frustrating. And it reminds me that it is the connection that matters. It's always the connection. The connection is the critical issue. Without the connection, we lose so much, whether it's television or technology or in our relationships. If the connection's strong, good things happen. If the connection begins to weaken, trouble begins to rise up. If the connection stops, if we become disconnected, then there is separation, polarization, alienation. I've been reading in the newspaper that today commentators are saying there's more polarization in Canada than ever. Big swaths of the country are blue. Concentrated parts of the country where lots of seats are red. There's a blue-red divide in the country, and people are generally unhappy with the situation. It's like there's two worlds competing against each other. There's a basic disconnect being evidenced in that reality. And it's not unique to Canada. We see it down in the States. There's supposedly two Americas, blue America and red America. And overseas, Brexit is really an issue of a struggle going on in the society between two distinct groups of people in Britain, struggling to determine whether they're going to stay in the European Union or leave. We see it in the Yellow Vest campaign in France. We see it in the struggle between Shia and Sunni in Middle East countries. It's found all throughout the world. We're living in a time of alienation and polarization. It's not unique to our times, of course. It was found throughout human history. Back in the days of Jesus, the primary place of polarization, that binary polarization of in and out, was between the Jew and the Gentile. And even the term Gentile is a put down by Jews in a sense. It gets translated in the Greek in the New Testament as ethnos, the ethnic, the outsider. Not just related to Jews. The Greeks also had the same basic binary understanding. There was the Greek, and there was the barbarian, the monster. You're either a Greek or you were a monster. It's interesting that Jesus invites the polarization of the world onto his team, the 12 disciples. They have Simon the Zealot, a Jewish nationalist on the one side, and they have Matthew, a tax collector and Roman synthesizer. They're on the same team. These are people that should hate each other. They maybe at one time did hate each other, but on the team, they are collaborators in peace and love. What changed? Well, I think they experienced a perfect love through Jesus. Somehow he was able to help them see each other as they really are, as children of God. And in seeing each other as they really are, they were able to come together in peace and in love and imagine a different world.